Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. So today's episode is a bit of an unboxing. We're going to go through a new product that we recently purchased and installed to the vehicle. Something I reckon I'll get to that in a minute. It's a device that every person that's towing, I believe, should have on their vehicle, just so you can keep an eye on what's going on. You can hear it now in the background, and there's a reason for that because it's in my hand. So let me just show you what we've got before we get into this demo. So that's our brand new tyre pressure monitoring system sitting on the dash there. And as you can hear, it's alerting me to tell me that one of the tyres has no air in it. Now I don't know why that might be. Might have something to do with this in my hand. Sit back, relax, get yourself a beverage, strap in guys. I'm going to do an unboxing and a installation on the iCheck TPMS system for your vehicle. Let's get cracking. Righto guys, welcome back to another episode of Office to Outback in our gear series. So today I'm going to do an unboxing of a new product that I've recently purchased. So I just want to call that from the start. I've got no sponsorship, no affiliations. I don't get paid for any of this sort of stuff from any of these companies or products or anything, because we're going to buy some stuff for our upcoming trips that we've got obviously coming up. Poor choice of words there, Shane, but I'm going to leave that. So we've got a big trip coming up at the end of the year, and I've been given financial approval, if you want to call it that, to go and buy some stuff that we need to both make the vehicle and camper safe, but also obviously to get us there and get us back, but I want to get there safely. So there's some stuff that's coming that might seem like no-brainers that I might not have on the car or camper yet, but it is on the list. So I've got a massive list. I've got a spreadsheet. It's got dollar figures, it's got priorities, it's got months that I'm buying stuff. So all that content is coming, all the gear is coming. So I'm actually super stoked to actually sit down and buy this stuff, because some of the products that are on there I've been looking at for like the last 2 or 3 or 4 plus years. I know that sounds like a long time. We've finally bitten the bullet to actually spend some time and money to do the camping, which is why the channel was born. Because we bit the bullet to say, stuff it. We all work long hours. We all work hard at our jobs. And for me, I like to use those weekends where we can get away and go camping to actually unwind and just get some of that time back, reset, recharge, re-energize, hit it all again. So now we've got that. We've got a bit of a routine happening. I'm now going to buy some stuff that we can put on the car and the camper to make both a little bit more enjoyable, but also safety. But enough about that, let's get cracking. So, I'll just tilt this down a little bit so you can see me unboxing it. Alrighty. So, alright, so we'll flip this over and we'll get going here. So, there we go. Ah, yes. I'm glad it's the product I thought it was, because if I just talked this other product up, it would have been quite funny. So, what we've got here, guys, is iCheck TPMS system, all right? So tyre pressure monitoring system. So, yep, I'll probably need that. So, and the Pro Series iCheck automatic tyre deflators. So, I've had a set of tyre deflators before. They were the like tyre storm ones where you got to like screw them and set them to level and stuff like that. Now, I believe these are pretty much the same thing, but there is a difference in the way that I'll open these up and show you. But they have a dial on the side that you can actually set the PSI you want to drop your tyres to. So you can basically set them and adjust them on the fly as you need to, because they've got markers on the side that show you how much, what PSI you're going to get set to. So I did tack these onto my order. I don't think I told the missus, so don't tell her. But anyway, so iCheck TPMS. So I've gone with the, where is it? I saw it a second ago. The 8 sensor kit. Now 8 sensors, I hear you asking. So there is logic method to my madness. So the car's got 4 tyres, car's got a spare tyre as the 5th. The camper trailer's got 2 tyres and a spare tyre as well for the 3rd. So 3 and 5 is 8. We have an 8 sensor tyre pressure monitoring system kit. Now, what I like about this, and again, if you've watched my last gear video, you'll know that I watch a bit of Sarah and Keelan Travels, Explore Bound, obviously the 4-wheel drive 24/7 mob and all that off-grid stuff. And look, I saw this on, and like Trip in a Van as well. I know that Justin from Trip in a Van has a TPMS for his caravan. I think it's good, like good practice and good safety, just to have and understand and know what's going on with your only contact point that's on the road. So if you think about it logically, right, you've got 4 bits of rubber between you and the road. That's literally all there is. You've got other mechanisms there that you need to use to like accelerate and slow down and brake and all that sort of stuff. So again, safety day tack coming on. Look, if if you don't look after your tyres and you have a problem, that's the only thing connecting you and the road. Don't be silly with it. Don't risk it for the biscuit. Like, take it seriously, right? So what we've got planned here is it's a system to help us keep an eye on what's happening with the tyres, which are the only contact point to the road. So with my little safety speech out the way, we've got a box of stuff, and look, I haven't read any of the stuff that's in here. I have seen, I think Sarah and Keelan did an unboxing or an installation video for one of these. So I will do an install vid after this. I'll need to read up about the O-rings and the locks, because I don't think a lot of people use them. You have a 12 volt USB charger, because there is a cable here, but from my understanding, what I read on the unit and on mine, it's actually solar. So you pop it on your dash, right, and it gives you your screen and your reading, but it charges in the sun, which is pretty cool, because you can just leave it there and it will stay charged, ironically. So we're gonna probably unbox the rest of this, and I'll have a bit of a squeeze around and show you what's in there. So you've got, I think they're the locking nut. It's like a tool for that. You've got a whole bunch of like rubbers and stuff, which will probably come pair with this stuff. But what it is really is you've got a little sensor that goes on your valve cap. So if I bring that right up, you've got a little sensor that goes on your valve cap, and they're all numbered. So on the unit itself, so that's the 6. So you've got your four tyres, your spare. If I just throw that in there like that, so you can see that it shows you not only the pressure of the tyres, so like, you know, 35, 40 psi, whatever you run, but you can also see the temperature. So I don't actually know what a solid temperature is for a cold or a hot tyre at the moment, which is why I wanted to get this stuff before we did our big trip, right? Because I need to understand what a baseline is and what is different from baseline. Now, tyre pressures is one thing. Yeah, we know that if you normally hold 40 psi in there and all of a sudden you've got 30, you've got 25, you've got 15, you know you've got a leak somewhere. So the whole point of this is to pick up on that before it becomes a problem, whether that be a blowout, whether that be like a slow leak the next day or preceding days. You can pick that up, and before you actually destroy your tyre, you can make the amends you need to make. Either pop more air in it, or you know what, nah, look, that one's had some problems now, it's got a slow leak, we'll take that off, put the spare on there and throw that into cycle. So the whole point of this is just to check and keep an eye on the stuff. Form your baseline first, work out what right looks like for your vehicle, because all vehicles are different. Now these are those little tyre deflators. So there's instructions printed into the lid, which is pretty cool. So you've got a plunger on the top, you've got a lock and cap, adjustment ring, vertical line, and the main body. So you can, if I pull this up, this is what I meant by it's actually printed with all the figures and stuff on it. So you've got I don't know how accurate because I haven't used it yet, right? So you can set these to the temp, or not the temp, you can set these to the tyre pressure that you want, and then just literally screw them onto your valve caps, walk around the whole vehicle, and all your tyres will drop to the preset pressure, right? So hence why they're automatic quick tyre deflation. So, and they take up bugger all, like they're literally a really, really compact tin, which is cool. And the instructions inside it make it even better, because I'm always going to forget how to use them. With the idea being, I'll set them once to like, I don't know, 18, 20 psi. If I need to go lower, it's not that much more to just drop the air manually. So for me, I would use it predominantly for dropping from say 40 psi down to 18 or 20. And if you need to go lower, you can go lower. So that's the automatic deflators. That's our next little cool gizmo that I got to put on. And I think I got some reading to do on the manual to work out how to actually install these bad boys. It is worth noting you don't necessarily need to be towing to have one of these systems. There is still value, there's definitely still value in just having your four sensors or 5 sensor systems with your spare. I will still run these without towing. So let's go and hook this thing up to the car, and then we can work out how to use it, and we can work that out together. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let's go and get this hooked up. All right, so classy man style, I'm now reading the manual for the TPMS system. So going through the book, the reason that I've now jumped in again, because I can't install this just yet, because there's a couple of little prerequisites that, you know, I found in the book. So the first one was fully charge the unit before first use. So unit is now on charge. in prep for being used for the first time. Tip 2, before installing the wheel sensors, turn on the monitor and make sure you have cold tyre pressures. Now, I've just done about an hour and a half worth of driving, so my tyres aren't cold. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this on today, but we'll see how we go. All pressure's been set. So that's basically my 2 main points at the moment. I need to wait for the unit to charge. I need to wait for my tyres to cool down. Then we can actually start to put these on. So the 4-wheel drive intelligent off-road mode. So just reading the manual now, it says, when the need arises to reduce air pressure in the tyres, simply unscrew the wheel sensors and nail them down. So what it does is every time the sensor is unscrewed from the valve and popped back on, the pressure is actually reset. Right, so on the system on the dash, the tyre pressure is reset. So it says a new benchmark with pressure alerts if the tyre rises by 25% or drops by 15%. Every time the sensors are removed and reinstalled, they reset to the current pressure, so there's no need to keep adjusting high and low pressure alarms on the actual unit itself, which is pretty cool. So Insta data as well. So I was reading up on this iCheck TPMS Insta data, which basically says a lot of TPMS systems out in the market at the moment only kick in when there's motion on the wheels, which obviously you have to be moving for that, right? So if you have a van that's parked up for 2, 4, 8 weeks or longer, and you have a slow leak, you won't actually know this until you're out on the highway already doing more than 25 k's an hour. By that point, you're already on the road, you're already probably a little bit behind schedule because that's what we do. And you realize now you've got a slow leak, so you have to pull over and top it up. So the iCheck TPMS wheel sensors send data every 5 minutes to the monitor, right, whether in motion or not. When the unit's switched on, it polls those sensors every 5 minutes, gets real-time data. So theoretically, when you're hooking up, I mean, if you're like us and you take longer than 5 minutes to hook your camper or caravan or whatever you're towing up, it'll take 5 minutes for that data to reach this, the unit in the car. And from that point, you've got live data of what your tyre pressures are doing and what your temperatures are. All right, so just a heads up, that's what those 2 features were that I was talking about. I did remember something, but I couldn't remember all the details. So the book tells you, when I was looking through, it tells you, actually it was back here, which sensor goes where. So if you've just got the 5 sensor kit, it starts from the front left, front right, rear right, spare tyre. Right, and then the 8 is the same, the 10 system is the same for the car. So it always starts front left. So passenger side, front left is number 1, driver front is 2, rear passenger is 3, rear driver is 4, spare tyre underneath or on the back is 5. And then same sort of setup for your, so your single axle is going to be the rear left on your, so rear passenger side first, rear driver side, and then the spare tyre. And then likewise, the pattern keeps going for a tandem axle, and like the installation looks super simple. You've got unscrew the valve cap, put the dust cover on, screw the nut into the dust cover, screw on the sensor, tighten up the nut to the sensor, and then check for any leakage. Now, it also does say in the notes here, use of lock nuts and rubber dust covers are optional. Non-use will not affect performance or warranty of your product. So if you don't want to put the boots on or the lock nuts, because it means you've got to carry the tool around, you don't have to, which is cool. So I'll wait for this unit to charge. I'll wait for my tyres to cool down. We'll be back shortly once everything is all set up, or once everything's all ready to go. Cheers. Right, everyone, so next day. The plan is to put it in the car, put it in the Ranger, and get the 5 valves for the tyres on the car working. I'll then move the car next to the camper, or as close to as I can, and then we'll put the valves on the camper trailer tyres and on the spare, and we'll just make sure that the unit can hook up those, the ones behind me, and that I don't need a signal booster to make that work. So fingers crossed all that works and I don't need to buy the booster. I believe the booster's needed for like longer vehicles like tandem caravans. So we'll see how we go. I'm hoping I can get away without getting the booster for a single axle camper trailer behind me. So let's find out. All right, let's waste no more time. Let's get this done. Alright, so what we might do is I'll go 6, 7 and 8, which is the camper, and we'll take out the back and we'll hop them on now. No, so obviously guys, you've seen me do this, is pretty easy. So this is number 7, because 6 is on the driver's side, the passenger side. So I'll put number 7 here. Alright, and literally this is all it is. You just screw on the valve cap, obviously don't cross thread them. It'll hiss a little bit of air like so. Screw her on and she's done. All right, so that's 7. Spare wheel for me is number 8. So let's do that one as well without getting my fingers in the camera, and without the camera falling over would be great. So this is number 8. So, this is the one that had a slow leak as well, so it would have been good to have this on when we had the slow leak. So I could have actually, okay. As I was saying before the camera fell over, this is the one that had the slow leak, so we've got number 8 on there now, and that's where the repair was done properly, so it's been patched, but it would have still been good to have that on there beforehand. So let's finish off and do number 7, which is here. I've got the camper open at the moment because I'm trying to check the solar blanket. You might have seen that on the back a second ago. I'm trying to check that the solar blanket is actually big enough. So it's a 200 watt blanket, but I'm trying to make sure that when it runs the fridge and stuff like that, that it is, there's enough juice coming in through that to actually top me up, as opposed to just run flat like we've seen before. So that's my 3 done for the camper trailer. I'm actually gonna leave them in here because otherwise I'm gonna forget that they're there. And if I ever need them for whatever reason, I know they're in the camper and I haven't taken them somewhere else. So I keep all my stuff fairly close to where it's meant to be. So let's jump back to the car and we'll just make sure that all of those 8, except for the spare, because I've got to drop that spare tyre and put that sensor on, which I'll do in a sec. So we've got 42, 42, 39 and 42 PSI in the car, and they're all sitting at about 30 degrees, and the camper's at 44 and 43, sitting at about 28, 29 degrees on tyre pressure as well. Sorry, tyre temperature as well. So I think if I get the final one on, I'll just come out of the sun. If I get the final one on under the car, we should be able to work out how to check both those spares at the same time. So I might go and get my tools to drop the spare tyre. I'll just swap that valve over, and then we should be pretty much good to go with the TPMS fully installed in the car in literally about 6 minutes, which is really, really good. Anyone can do this, right? It's not rocket science. Let's go drop this tyre and get the last one on. And this is a good one, guys, because I don't know how many of you guys actually check your spare tyres and how frequently you check them. I know any decent mechanic will, every time you service it and you rotate your tyres and stuff like that, again, decent mechanics will help you do that. They check the pressures as well.
I think both of the, including this one, 2 or 3 of the cars that we've had now on first outside of dealership service. So like obviously you get your running service and all that sort of crap that they sell you that they shouldn't charge you for anyway, because they just check that your wheels aren't going to fall off and that sort of good stuff. But after those kind of running services are done, we obviously take our cars to an independent mechanic to actually get them serviced and looked over properly. The amount of times I've had Ryan over the road here, which is my mechanic, tell me that you need to check bits and pieces or make sure that the spare wheel's doesn't have any air in it.
I think this Ranger had a spare wheel with about 12 PSI in it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you ever went to use your spare tyre and you only had 12 PSI in there, you ain't getting very far with a spare tyre, right? So, definitely worth checking that your spares have air, and also that, you know, get a second opinion on your service as well, because the dealerships don't always look after you as the customer. They will look after themselves as the dealer. So get an independent to look at it, get an independent to just run their eyes over. If you need a mechanic, it's a no shame plug. Take it down to Auto Force, because those guys, I've never had a problem with them, ever. Independent. Oh, fuck, I could have done that from under here. Well, that's annoying. All right, I think that's about it. I'm not really happy with that. I think that's it. So, for reference, if you are looking to do this yourself, you don't need to undo it. I don't know how everyone else does their tyres, but generally speaking, the valve will point up towards the body of your car. So what that means, if I get the camera, and you might be a bit long to come in here, but so underneath your car, where my wheel weights are, you'll see that's what we've just done. You could have done this from underneath, So we could come underneath here and unscrew that, put that on, and save the whole heartache of dropping the tyre and putting it back up again. So that's it, guys. That's that one done. Let's jump back up to the top of the car and see if we can get all the readings in, including that on the camper behind me, just behind the gate here. And then we'll make sure that we're all good to go before our next trip on the weekend. Cool, let's head to the car. Alrighty, so rookie mistake, which I had to refer to the manual to. I decided to update and change my units to bar instead of PSI. I didn't quite know how to change it back, but it turns out if you press and hold the button for like 3 seconds, it'll change it to a different unit. So I wonder why it wasn't working, because I was pressing buttons. So if you press and hold the plus on the top for like 3 seconds, like now, alright, we go back to PSI and degrees Celsius, which works for me. Now, I haven't got this on the unit, on the dash of the car just yet, because I noticed when I set these up that I have to reconnect the camper. So hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I noticed that when I was doing this, that because the camper, as you can see here, camper car, there's about 1 metre or so in terms of gap there, and it didn't quite pick up the, let's get in the shade, the camper trailers, the tyres that were down here, because the unit was sitting in the front, didn't have enough reach. So you can see that we've got one of them now, and we've got the spare at the back. So the last tyre will come on in a moment, but there we go, that's a bit better. All right, so you can see the back's got 44 PSI in the spare, front tyre has got 42, right side's got 42, 39 in the back left, 42 in the right. You'll notice, I don't know if you guys can see that there, but you might notice that the temperature on the right-hand side, if I go back, temperature on the right-hand side of the car is 35 and 40 degrees Celsius, whereas the left is only 29 and 30. Now, I just saw in the manual something really interesting that I never thought of before. So when your car sits in the driveway or in the driveway, one side of your car can actually be hotter than the other. So temperature and PSI will fluctuate depending on if your tyres are in direct sunlight or not. So you might note that you have either like higher air pressure in one versus colder in the other, and it could be purely because your car is sitting in the sun, and it's playing with the PSI because of the temperature that's in there. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go throw this back in the car now because I know that it works, but you'll see on the top here there's a couple of buttons. There's a positive, a negative, and the set button. So what I've been reading in the instructions is if you press and hold the negative for 6 seconds, then I think you get 2 beeps. There's the first one. That's the second one. That actually disconnects your 3 sensors behind you. So 6, 7, and 8, it'll disconnect those. So you're good to drive around now with just your car sensors. So your 4 on the car and the spare one on the back. And then when you're hooking up, you can press the plus button on the top of the unit. Hold that for 6 seconds. It'll beep twice as well. You'll change your settings from PSI to bar, and then it will beep again, change it back to PSI and connect you back. So bear that in mind. So I'm not going to leave this fully connected to the camper all the time because I don't drive it every day. So it's good to know that you can actually disconnect it and reconnect it quite easily. So here you go, guys. I think in total that probably took 20 minutes to install this. Go and have fun, go and get yourself a unit. Again, not sponsored, endorsed, whatever. I just want the most amount of safety that I can get out of my vehicle and my tyres. So that's something that I've been wanting for a while. I'm happy I've now got it. So if it's something you feel like you might enjoy, go and have a look at the iCheck ones because they seem to be one of the leaders in this area. So go and check them out. Use someone else's promo code because I don't have one, but save yourself some money, look around, and definitely you'll be able to find one. If you like this video, guys, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. I love making this content for you guys. I love buying new toys and I love making this content for you guys. So help me, help you, and we can definitely together buy some stuff and I can definitely show you how it works. All right, catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you shortly. Now I have the fun of packing everything up after the recording is done. So let's watch Shane pack up the car. Another job done. Sweet. Catch you in the next one, guys. Oh, this beeping is so annoying. Look how easy it is to turn it off. Thank God my tyre's not flat. That would have been disastrous. What would I have done? Just like that, guys. It's as easy as to monitor your tyres and make sure that you're running the right temperatures, the right pressures. It will alert you for, I think it's like 15-25% either way. Get on it, get yourself some good shit.